Okay, going to give you another VoxyAI demo today. Super excited about this one. Before I start, I want to let you know that I have a brand new app in the Mac App Store as of today. It's called Caboose. What it does is it lets you connect if you have an Android tablet. It lets you use your Android tablet as a second monitor for your Mac. So kind of like an iPad can connect to a Mac using Sidecar. This is very similar, but it's for Android. And you can see it running up here in the menu bar. When you set up your Android tablet, you just come here. You can get this QR code you can scan. That gives you the client app for Android. And then you can see, it broadcasts to an Android tablet. So actually, this is the Android tablet I'm broadcasting to. I'm going to use it for my little notes for this video. This is an 8-inch on tablet. And I bought this tablet on purpose. This is a super, super cheap, low spec budget tablet. And I want to make sure if I write Android apps that I am super efficient so that they perform well, even on incredibly inexpensive hardware. And I am so happy about this app because it works brilliantly. Like there's almost no latency. It is very efficient. So I'm super happy. Where's my mouse pointer? I'll move this around a little bit so you can see. There we go. Yeah, it's actually really great, I think. So, and what I did today, which was kind of fun, is I discovered, this is totally by accident. When you're using Sidecar with an iPad, if you have more than one iPad, you can only connect one with Sidecar. However, if you have Caboose, you can connect an Android tablet and an iPad. So you can have multiple external monitors. And today I had my laptop open, had my studio display, I had my iPad, and I had my Android tablet. So I had 4 displays going at the same time. It's like super crazy. It's a little bit too much for my brain, but it was kind of cool. Anyways, check it out if you'd like. It's for sale now in the Apple App Store, Mac App Store. So for VoxyAI, I wanted to show you, I've been working on this for a few weeks. I started VoxyAI about a year ago, and it's a really simple thing. I thought, okay, I'm going to create this little app. And I wrote it and forgot about it. It didn't do much. Basically, at the time, it just used Grok, like the Grok API, and you could just speak some text. It used voice recognition, the Apple speech recognition framework. You could speak some text, and it would rephrase your text for an email or a text message or a Slack message. And it was context aware, so it knew what app you were using, and it would just format the text to fit that app. Okay, so a few weeks ago, I resurrected it. And I thought, okay, I know more about LLMs now than I did then. What if I could grab some text on the screen, some code maybe, and say, what's wrong with this code? Fix this code or explain this code. So I did that, and that worked brilliantly. It works really great. I can also do things like point it to a project and say, create a README file. And it'll actually check to the project, see what it does. It creates a really nice README file. Also, you can dictate some words, any text you want. It'll translate to any language you want. So that's all things it can do. And it uses several LLMs. So there are, of course, the ones that people know about and use frequently: OpenAI, ChatGPT, Anthropic, Claude, Perplexity. All of those cloud LLMs require an API key, and I'm super poor, so I don't have any of those. I don't pay for any LLM services. However, if you use Apple Intelligence, it's actually built into your Mac, so you don't have to pay for it. There's no usage limit. You can use as much as you want. And then also, there are the the Ollama local models. I have a bunch of those running on my Mac as well. And I can use all these, except for this one. This one's 120 billion parameters. My Mac just dies. It can't handle anything on this one. But I've been experimenting with all of these, and they're all pretty good. They're all a bit different. And what I've found the last few days especially is I've sort of had a baptism by fire on LLM prompt engineering. I didn't realize until just recently how difficult it really is. And especially if you want to use an LLM like Apple Intelligence, it has a really small context window. So I'm finding all kinds of creative ways. Okay, how can I break these problems down so they're super small for the LLM, and it's been really challenging. So it's been sort of a baptism by fire. But a few days ago, I got to thinking, okay, I can fix code, I can explain code, I can write a README. Why can't I create a full application? Why not? Like, we have the tools here, we have the infrastructure in place. So I decided I would do that. And after 3 really difficult days and sometimes not being successful, I finally was able to generate consistently pretty decent iOS and Android apps using Flutter, and also iOS apps using Swift UI, and a simple Node.js backend. Okay, so I'll add support for other languages pretty quickly now that I understand like how to do it, how to create the language support, language framework support files that I need. But it's been pretty exciting, and I kind of thought, you know, I worked for a long time as a Mac sysadmin. Technically, we call ourselves client platform engineer. And in that job, we have to frequently write scripts, shell scripts, Bash, Ruby, Python, whatever, right? And I was thinking about my colleagues who work in that space. Most of them did not study computer science or software engineering, and they have to create these scripts, and it's actually really hard for them. Now, some of them are really good, by the way. Some of them are really excellent coders. But for some, it's a real struggle. So I kind of thought, well, what if we could also write scripts? I think like in these code gen tools, everyone is so excited about the big app, right? They want to create the big giant back end, the big giant front end for this huge enterprise organization. And they forget a lot of people are writing really small shell scripts, right? So I want to show you that today. I'll give you a really simple example. I'm not going to go too crazy. Let's first choose an LLM that we're going to use. I'm going to say for this project, let's use Apple Intelligence. We might get better results with Ollama, but let's just for fun, let's use the Apple Intelligence. And I'm going to do a voice activation. You can also type it if you prefer. It's a keyboard command for that. Write a script. Okay, this opens up. Now we have to choose app or script. I know I said script, I might fix that later, but we'll choose script here. And I'm going to do just a real simple one. I'm not going to go too crazy. I'm going to say count the words. This is a real simple script. And we just simply use natural language to say what we want to do. So I'm going to say we're going to accept an argument, and then recursively search all files from the current working directory for all instances of the argument and return a count of the argument. Okay, maybe it's not great grammar. Found in all the files. Sometimes when you have to write shell scripts, they're just really weird things like this, okay? So basically I'm just saying, okay, we're going to run the script, we're going to give it a word. We just want to find in every file in that directory and below, how many times that word appears, okay? So it's actually pretty simple. I'm going to hit next. I'm going to say bash, but very soon I'll have these working as well. I think I'll probably also add PowerShell, so we'll see. So bash, I'm going to choose a directory. I just have an empty scripts directory on my desktop, so I'll use that. And off we go. So we're now creating the code. Now, the first thing it does is it sort of determines, okay, oh, this failed. Interesting. Live demo. I'll hit retry, see what we get. The first thing it does, it creates a plan. Okay, how many files do we need? Now, in a big project, that could be a big deal. On a script, it's only one file, plus we'll also create a README. Okay, so that's easy enough. Looks like it had to fix the README. So, okay, it took 22 seconds, a little longer than expecting, but that's fine. Let's see what we got. I'm going to open it in VS Code. Okay, we got the README. This script accepts an argument and recursively searches all files in the current working directory for all. That's pretty much exactly what I said, actually. I mean, it's very close to what I said. Okay, good. And it gives the return codes, how it works. Excellent. I might need to do some prompt tweaking here, but you don't need to do this plus X executable because that actually happens automatically already. In fact, if we look at the log, let's go ahead and take a look at that. I'll put it right in the same folder so we can look at it in this project. Okay, this is the log. Actually, I'm getting kind of sloppy here. 1 second. Clean it up. You'll see, it should say in the log, I believe I put it in the log. Yes. When it creates a script, a bash script, it will make it executable automatically for you. So you can ignore that part. Okay, this is what it created. It'll give us a warning if we forgot the argument. And it's just going to search for that argument. Okay, let's actually try it. It looks pretty harmless. We have, in this directory, we have 2 files, well actually 3 files if we count the script already. So let's do, you know what, for fun, let's look for the word search. So let's see if the script works. First of all, I won't give an argument at all. We should get an error. Okay, error, missing argument. And I'm going to put in the word search. Okay, 7 occurrences, okay? So I'm not going to go through and count them all. I'm pretty sure that's correct. But yeah, so that's an example of a shell script. I'm pretty excited about this. And the other thing too is that I'm moving at a pretty rapid pace, so I'm hoping this will be available really soon, like in a week or 2. That's my goal. I might not support every language and every framework at that point, but I should have it released really soon and get it in your hands, okay? Thank you so much, and certainly give me some feedback if you have some ideas about this. Thank you.